Okay, hello everybody, a warm welcome to Kicking the Balearics, which is the Balearic podcast. Myself and Martin Makepeace. I'm in Mallorca, Martin's in Ibiza, and we talk about Balearic football, episode number 16. We've been away for a week or so, but we're back. And since we've been away, lots of good things have happened. But let's quickly tell you that we'll be talking about Real Mallorca in La Liga Smart Bank. We'll be talking about UD Ibiza, Peña Deportivo, Atlético Balears, and UD Poblense, in La Segunda B, Tercera División, División Honor, which is the highest level of Spanish youth football, and any other youth football that we can find interesting right now. So, Mark, first of all, how are you? You all right?
Yeah. Hi, Richie. Good to see you. 2 weeks off for good behaviour. Now, can you tell everyone the real reason why we haven't been here? Not only have I been on holiday, but Richie's far too busy interviewing other people, very more important than me, to actually get on the podcast.
Yeah. It's been very busy, but good. And it's been since we've been away, things have changed quite dramatically, particularly in La Liga Smart Bank.
Amazing.
We arrive.
Should we start with Real Mallorca, Richie? Because I think they deserve it, don't they?
Yeah, we arrive at a weekend that Real Mallorca are now top of La Liga Smart Bank. They've still only lost one game, which is the first game of the season. They've only conceded 3 goals in all the games they played, 14 games so far. And, just don't lose games. Even if they draw, they draw. But, they don't lose games. They've every now and again knocked in a couple of goals and come out winners like they did against Cartagena midweek. But a couple of difficult games coming up, Mark. I think this is going to decide if Mallorca are the real deal over this next few days, because they're playing teams in and around them, and it's going to be interesting, really, really interesting. I thought what was more interesting than anything else, the top 3 are the 3 teams that came down from La Liga last year. So
it's already taken shape, Richie, isn't it? If you see, and also it looks like those 3 teams, which are obviously Espanyol, Mallorca, and is it Sporting as well, mate? Is that the third one, Sporting?
No, Leganés.
Sorry, excuse me, Leganés as well, yeah. It looks like those 3 have got the 3 biggest budgets in Smart Bank as well, haven't they, I believe?
Well, they 3 of the biggest. They're not actually the 3 biggest, because I'm going to tell you about a team in a minute that I didn't even know had got a bigger budget than they've got the second biggest budget. It's one of the teams in Mallorca are going to play next week. But you're right. Listen, both the 3 teams have got good budgets. Espanyol have the biggest, just over 45 million playing budget. Leganés have got just over 26 million. And Mallorca, of the 3, have got the smallest, just over 19 million. And these are budgets that are set by the league. This is what they have to adhere to, whether it be their playing budget, their staffing budget, whatever it is, even right down to their youth system as well. Mallorca definitely making it pay. And I think what's the advantage for these teams is that they do have good squads as well, which means that they can rotate their squads, because there's games pretty much every weekend, every midweek.
They're coming. I didn't even know about that Cartagena match, Rich. When I saw you posted it, I must have missed that one, because they're just coming so quick, aren't they? These games. I mean,
they're pretty much playing 3 games a week, Mark. Because as we know, they started a bit late. It's one of the busiest leagues, because there are 24 teams in the league, so they've got to play 46 games. That's if you compare that to, say, the Premiership.
We're a month later as well, aren't we? So
Yeah. You normally find that playoffs. Well, I think playoffs, if I'm right in saying, for anybody that went up. I remember the last team that went up wasn't Cadiz, because obviously they had the problem with the COVID, and they had the problem with everything else. The team that I can't remember their name, the team that went up, but the last time they had 2 weeks between the end of La Liga Smart Bank and the beginning of La Liga. Just didn't have enough time. But I think, listen, for Mallorca, defensively, fantastic. You cannot knock their defensive record. 3 goals in 14 matches is great. They are scoring goals now, which is good. Danny Rodriguez is the top goal scorer.
Danny's the man, isn't he? He's got notched another against Cartagena. It's good to see Iago Jr. get a goal as well, man. That would be good.
Yeah, I mean, they were both. Let's be honest, they were both penalties, but it's a goal's a goal. So you've got to put the ball in the onion bag. That's the most important thing. And you think to yourself that if Mallorca did have a decent enough striker, they'd be running away with it right now, because they haven't got a number 9. They don't have one.
Good shout. I mean, Cardona's not really come to the party yet, mate, has he really?
No.
Which is a shame, because we had hopes from him as well. Looking at the game, so Richard, okay, we are, we're kind of on the road to Christmas, aren't we? And we said before, if Mallorca are there or thereabouts at Christmas, they can crack on. They're not just there or thereabouts; they're top of the league, and they're putting down some real performances as well. So I'm just looking at the games they've got, Rich. So which is this kind of banana skin that you're telling me about then?
These next two games, they've got Logroñés. Logroñés are in 7th place.
Okay.
And then they're playing 5th place at Almeria. And Almeria are the team with the big budget. They've got just over 27,500. That's the second biggest budget in La Liga Smart Bank. They're owned by Arabs, I think.
You mean million, don't you, Rich? So, I mean...
Million, yeah. They're owned by Arabs. They've obviously got a lot of money behind them, and they look like they've come together. Now, both these teams... I think I'm right in saying Logroñés haven't lost in 6 and Almeria haven't lost in 5. And when I say haven't lost, there's no draws in there. They've won every single one of those games. So these are two difficult games coming up for Mallorca. And even if they draw them both, I think that's still a good result for Mallorca right now. Going forward, I've said if they get through these two, I think a couple of good banana skins, then there's a possibility, I think, that they're going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great shout, Richard. Also, I didn't know that about Almeria, by the way. It doesn't surprise me, because Almeria is a very nice place in the world and maybe attractive, a bit like Mallorca, to buy a football club. But looking at their form, you're right. Almeria have won 4 and drawn 1 out of the last 5 matches. Logroñés have won the last 5 as well. So they're flying, aren't they? And if you look at Mallorca, 2 draws, 3 wins in the last 5 as well. So it's set up. But I've got to say, Rich, I'm going to back Mallorca in this one. I just think they're on the crest of a wave, 29 points from 14 games. I just think it's happening, mate, isn't it? And as you rightly say, all without a number 9. So, penalties, they're relying a little bit too much on penalties at the moment, because I think the coach knows that as well, by the way. I think he's setting his team up to try and win the penalties, or how can we say, to be competitive. I've got a feeling that I'm going to go for 2 wins out of 2 wins, mate. What about you?
Well, I hope so. I mean, as I say, if they could get away with 2 draws, I'd be happy. The way the Mallorca are playing, I think they are quite capable of getting 2 wins. Win the home game, which is Logroñés, go away to Almeria, don't lose, would be my thing. If you get a draw, you'd be happy. It must be said also that Mallorca are being helped by a little bit of a blip for Espanyol. They've lost their last 2 games. They lost to Girona at home. And then they lost to Leganés away. So they've lost 2, which is, unusual for them.
2 tough matches as well, by the way.
No, they are, yeah.
One have come down from La Liga, and obviously Leganés as well. So, at the end of the day, I think Mallorca, I hope this was going to be the position we were in, Richie, because I was worried that Mallorca might be 6th or 7th leading up to Christmas and they just fall away. But they've really got momentum. We always talk about momentum, don't we, mate? That's the word that we use a lot, momentum. And Richie, let me ask you a question. What's the buzz on the island? Any buzz now? I mean, are people getting behind the?
I think you can see in the. I sort of keep in touch with obviously Mallorca on Twitter. You can see there's a fantastic feeling in the squad. There seems to be a good lot of camaraderie and training and everything else. Obviously results help that, but that's important. And I'm talking to the Spanish dads that I meet with my boys' football, and I'm talking to English friends of mine who are Mallorca supporters. Everybody just wants to go and watch them play now. Nothing is worse than seeing a team that's top of your league, but not having to actually be able to go and see them play live. I haven't heard any sort of reports of fans being let back in. Obviously, they are being let back in certain areas within the UK, of course. But at the moment, not here. But we've got, I think, with the opportunity, because we're in the island and everything else, like we've talked about before, we have got an opportunity to start getting fans back in again. Let's see. But I'm hoping that's going to. I definitely think that'll happen in the new year. Okay.
I mean, you've got to say, as you said, go back to to repeat ourselves. 3 goals, 14 games. I think that says it all, doesn't it? If you don't concede goals, you're either going to draw or win. It's as simple as that. And if they're nicking these penalties as well, then full steam ahead. Real Mallorca La Liga next year. I can feel a season ticket coming on for myself, mate, as well. So,
Yeah, it would be fantastic if we could get them back up straight away. It's great for the island. It's important for tourism. It's important for local football. It's just an all-round feel-good factor going forward. So
last question on Real Mallorca: who's the star man so far?
Danny Rodriguez. Well, no, actually, there's two star men. It's Danny Rodriguez, definitely, because of the goals. But Manolo Reina, the goalkeeper, 3 goals in 14 games. Unbelievable stat, that is. He's probably been helped by his defence, of course, but, he's the man. He made a few great stops at the weekend, last weekend against, who was it? Rayo last weekend. Listen, those two. I don't think I could split those two.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as we all know, when you're in that second tier, you need 2 or 3 star men to get you out, don't you? And if you've got the keeper and the centre half, if they're 2 of your star men, you're not going to score. You're not going to see goals. Just missing a centre forward, Rich. Let's hope in January we can nick somebody on a cheap maybe for the second half of the season, and away we go.
Exactly. So let's talk about another team flying, Mark. That's UD Ibiza. Your boys over.
My boys
played 5, won 5, scored 11, conceded 1.
Yeah.
Just not doing anything really, are you? I mean, just flying. Not having. I watched them last weekend against Valencia. They absolutely destroyed Valencia 4-0. Watched it on the local Spanish TV, EB3, and I'm very impressed. The free kick, we talked about it off air. The free kick I thought was a great.
Well, if you remember, the last time we spoke 2 weeks ago, I actually mentioned this game, Valencia-Mestalla, as a banana skip, because I'm thinking sooner or later, I wouldn't say the wheels have got to come off, Rich, but sometimes someone slaps you around the face with a cold fish, don't they? And you realise you're probably not as good as you were, or you thought you were. However, after beating Alcoyano away 2-1, which is always difficult to go over there to get a win, to come back to Ibiza and then prepare to go away again, two away matches on the spin, to go to Valencia. And we know Valencia have got a magnificent setup there as well. This is one of the top teams in Spain, and this is their second team, by the way. So it's never going to be easy to go there, not just to win, Rich, to put down a marquee performance like that, scoring for fun, 26 minutes, 29 minutes, 40, the job was done at half time, 3-0 at half time.
Yeah, it was.
With Valencia. And I just think, I said at the start of the season, this was the season where it had to happen for UD. I just thought it had to happen. They've had 2 close calls when it didn't happen. They were so disappointing in the playoffs last year. Not destroying, really, Rich, because we thought it was going to happen last year. So to come back and for this to happen is fantastic. And, 5 out of 5 flying. I mean, I don't think anyone can. I know this is a big statement, but I don't think anyone can catch them, mate. What are we?
Well, it could be a turning point this weekend, Mark, because you're playing Hercules of Alicante. Yeah. They're the team in second place. They're 5 points behind. Win and they're 2 points behind. Lose, they're 8 points behind. So it's the old proverbial 6-pointer, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I know, and it's a big match, mate, isn't it? It's a big match, but at the end of the day, home match. There'll be 1,000 people there tomorrow waiting and watching. Hercules, don't forget, beat Peña 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so they'll come over on the boat from the mainland, from Alicante. But it's got to be a Ibiza win tomorrow, Richie. I can't see anything past it, to be honest. So,
Are you going? Are you going to the game?
No, I can't go tomorrow, mate. I've got something on, a big long lunch with Spanish friends. So, that always takes precedence, as you know.
Of course.
So I won't be going tomorrow. Also, it's very difficult to get in. If you haven't got a season ticket at the moment, you're begging people to go in as well, so they're not letting in. Peña's easier to get in. I can get into Peña, but UD at the moment is tough, especially as they're top of the league. You know yourself. Once you're top of the league, UD are top of the league, Real Mallorca top of the league, everyone wants to go, don't they? Everyone wants to go. So I think
surely this video podcast should get you in, Mark. If you mention that name, surely.
You would imagine so, Richie, wouldn't you? However, the reality is not quite the same. No, I can't make it tomorrow anyway, but massive game. I will be following it online, and I think if as you said, if Ibiza if they can win tomorrow, then they're going to be
8 points clear.
8 points clear. So I wouldn't say it's job done, but I'm
more or less.
I'm very, very positive, mate.
Your other team, Peña Deportivo, more than holding their own. You're in fourth place. They've got 6 points in their opening 5 games, which people might look at and go, is that any good? But I mean, they're still in fourth place. I think they're like a bit like UD Poblense, struggling for goals. They've only conceded 1, but they've only scored 1.
Yeah, no, the stats aren't good, are they, mate? Let's face it. And I'm getting bored of saying Peña Deportivo 0 at the moment because they're just not scoring goals. But as we've said in the lower leagues of Spain, the goal scorers make all the difference, don't they? If you can get a goal scorer, then that's gonna make it.
Yeah, that's key.
I spoke to the assistant coach, who's a very good friend of mine at Peña, a guy called Juan Lopez, and he is very confident. I asked him honestly, I said, what's the squad like? And he said, very good. He said, but the problem is they're all new and they're all young. He said, they've got a very young, he said, on the one hand, it's very good, Peña this year, because basically, they're new, they're young, they're keen, they want to do things, but also it's bad because they're inexperienced, they don't know how to react to certain situations. But he says he's really enjoying the actual experience of it. And he's very positive. He thinks they can do a job this year as well. Whether that means challenging, however, it doesn't matter. They've just got to finish in the top.
Don't get relegated, yeah.
Exactly. Don't get relegated, and you're going to be in the whatever league it is next year, which I can't quite work out, which we've spoken about before.
Yeah. We'll wait.
Richie, we're going to go back to that thing. Don't concede goals, and Peña aren't conceding goals, are they?
That's true. We can put them into the same with UD Poblense, who are struggling a little bit over here. Listen, it's a big step up for UD Poblense. I think some people just don't remember, they haven't been in this league for about 31, 32 years. They are on 3 points. They're at the bottom. Struggling is probably a bit harsh, actually, when I think about it. It's been tough. Goals are hard to come by. They've got 3 so far. They've only conceded 5. But they're not losing games by a lot. That's the thing, yeah. And I think a win would really boost them going forward. They haven't got a win yet. They've got 3 draws. A win would really boost them. Difficult game coming up this weekend. They're playing Real Madrid Castilla, which is Real Madrid's B team. They're managed by Raul, the old Spanish legend centre forward. And it's all the youngsters, and they are a good little team, So I think it'll be difficult for them this Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Poblense, I'm willing them to win, Rich. I mean, they're the Wimbledon, aren't they, of that league? They're batting above their average there as well. I mean, Castilla, I can't see them getting anything from Castilla, mate, to be honest.
No, it'd be tough.
I think it's going to be a tough one, especially as you say, they're not scoring goals as well. So, but if you look at it, they're only 2 points behind Atlético Balears, which is amazing, really, isn't it?
Well, we're going to come on to them in a minute.
Oh, no, mate. So, I mean, at the end of the day, as you said, 2 wins. And just imagine if they could eke out a surprise win against someone like Castilla. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but those kind of things can change the fortunes of your season. So I'm going to go for a Real Madrid Castilla win, but I'm hoping that Poblense can turn the corner.
Well, we just mentioned Atlético Balears, unfortunately struggling right now. Lost the last game, lost to Sanse. It was an 87th minute goal in that game. The first 5 games, they've won 1, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 2. They're in 6 points, 8 points already behind the leaders, Rayo Majadahonda. And I think, the new coach, Jordi Roger, is under a bit of pressure right now, This is not what the owners have signed up to, The owners have spent money, and it's a little bit like UD Ibiza here. They've spent money, they've invested in the squad. I think a lot of people were excited by what was coming up, but just not gelled. They're just not playing. I didn't see the last game, I'll be honest. I saw the previous 2 home games. The first home game, was fantastic. It won 4-0. Last time out against Atlético Madrid's beat it. They drew 1-1 with it. They equalised the last couple of minutes. So that was a bit of a scrappy draw. But this last game, lost 1-0 away. It's not right yet, and it's a shame because I think we're both in the same boat here. We want Atlético Balears to do well. If both of those, our Atlético Balears and UDB, can get themselves up in La Liga Smart Bank, and then Real Madrid go up to La Liga for Balearic football, that would be amazing. But right now, it's not happening.
Richie, you've not mentioned the Real Madrid Castilla last time out, 1-1. So you've missed that one out. But if you look at their last, so They've played 5 games, haven't they? So you're starting out, Atletico 4-0. First win, you're there, aren't you? Listen, this is happening. This is the season it's going to happen. They've laid a statement out. Then losing 2-0 to Madrid Honda, drawing 1-1, home to Sanse. That's a bad result, by the way. You've got to not lose your home games. And then they've drawn against Real Madrid Castilla.
Well, funny enough, I need to check on that because that was the game that was cancelled because of COVID. I'm not sure whether the league have put a thing out to say that is 1-1, that is the result, that's the result they've given, or they're going to play it another time because they didn't play that game. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work unless they played it in another time that I've missed it.
I'm reading 25th of November, 1-1. Sashao scored the equaliser in the 73rd.
Really? Where was I for that one then?
So I mean, I don't want to pull you up because I'm sometimes miss matches as well.
Totally missed that then.
But it doesn't matter, Richie. At the end of the day, it's not happening for Atlético Balears, right? At the start of the season, remember their big social media thing, the big feel good. This is it, German owners. This is happening. Whatever. I tell you, if I was their manager, I would be squeaky bum sign for their manager at the moment.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
They're playing Naval Carnero tomorrow, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, right. They've got a
chance.
Yeah. Listen, I would say I wouldn't say it's a must-win match for the coach, but he's going to have to get something from that match as well. Because if he loses badly tomorrow, which could happen by the looks of things as well, I think Monday me and you might be doing a extraordinary general podcast about the manager of Atletico because. I'll be surprised. Don't forget as well, Peña Deportivo's coaching staff was supposed to go to Atlético Balears. Remember, we
That's
had
right.
a conversation.
That's right. Yeah.
The chairman of Atlético Balears, and you nearly made that call, but you made the other call now. How are you feeling? Because realistically, you've made the wrong call, haven't you? Because the natives are getting very reckless, and you know that Atlético Balears fans, they're always restless, always. So this will mean they're even more restless. So. Manager, squeaky bum time.
Yeah, I think so. Looking at the Tercera division, Andrax lost their first game. They lost home to Manacor, a 1-0 defeat, which was their first loss. First against second. But a friend of mine who went there actually said it was a good game and they enjoyed the game. Gap between them now is 4 points, but Manacor do have a game in hand in second place. So that's going to be tight, though, between those two, I think.
It's funny you say that, Richie, because Portmany lost against Manacor last weekend, 1-0. And they've got Andrax tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Okay. Where are they in Andrax or are they?
No, they're in Portmany tomorrow. So I might try and get the first half of that one tomorrow if I can, or go down because I think that'll be a cracking match, by the way. Because Andrax are doing very well, aren't they?
Yeah, top.
Yeah, they're doing very well. And Portmany, I said to you before. We've got high hopes this year as well. Not top 3, but I mean, Portmany is 6th at the moment. If they can stay 6th, then that would be a good return. Also, don't forget in that league we've got Islas Ibiza Pachucas, which are very closely aligned to UD Ibiza as well. They're 3rd on 9 points as well. So it's really positive for our two sides at the moment. And obviously Andrax and Manacor. I don't know much about those things, Richie. I mean, that's your. But sort of particularly Manacor. It's the second biggest. It's not really a city. It's the town, the second biggest town on the island. I've played up there a few. Well, I've played. My son's played up there a few times. They do have. Memory's not that
back in the day. And Andrax as well. Yeah, Andrax have got a good side too. They're one of the strongest two teams on the island in that era of football. So let's see. I mean, these are two groups that have been split up a bit like we're doing in Segunda B. We're doing two groups of 10 teams, and then I think it's the top 3 or something going to the playoffs or whatever. So in Group B, Players de Calvia are top by 3 points from San Jordi, which are your area. San Jordi.
For me, that's the big surprise. I know they've got a good side there. I know they were looking forward to this season because it's their first season for a long time into their division. But they're standing second at the moment, 13 points from 6 games. That's a good return, by the way. And if you look at Formentera in 3rd, which is again one of our local teams, then there's 3-point gap to Mallorca B. So I wouldn't say things are taking too much shape at the moment because things can change very quickly. But two of our local sides in the top three, and also San Rafael up there in fifth. So, really positive, mate. I'm looking at the bottom three. I mean, Alcudia is at the bottom of that one, and Falanix on the other one. So, as long as the Ibiza teams aren't in the bottom tier of those, it'd be a really successful first half of the season. Obviously, it splits into the second half because they're reorganised as well. But by the looks of things, mate, I'm very pleased so far.
San Jordi could go top as well this weekend because players don't have a game this weekend. So win and they go equal on points with players. So I'll make it interesting at the top there. So good luck to them.
Yeah, let's playing Biddy today actually at 4:30.
Oh, okay.
That'll be a good match.
Yeah. Moving on to Division d'Honneur, which is the highest league that you can get in youth football up to the age of 18 years old. We've got three teams from Mallorca playing in this. Real Mallorca, of course. San Francisco, which is where my two boys play, and Peña Arrabal as well. A big shout out for Peña. Managed to get a 1-1 draw with Barcelona last weekend, which is a fantastic result. Went 1-0 up as well. So, listen, you mentioned about Peña Arrabal. They are one of the affiliated clubs that go to Mallorca as well. There's San Francisco's the other one. There's a few big clubs around, Palma, Peña, San Francisco, Fide, La Salle. They're the sort of main clubs that they get all the sort of the big players in. And Peña, great result, 1-1 against Barcelona. You can't knock that. That's a fantastic result for them.
My point was, Rich, that they seem to have a fantastic youth setup, but they don't do anything at adult level. That was all.
No, they don't. They only go up to Division d'Honneur, and that's it. They don't go any further than that. Yeah.
Okay, mate. Yeah. Well, I've always been impressed with Peña, and listen, to go to Barcelona and get 1-1, fantastic.
Yeah, well done. And they're still in third place, I think it is, in Division d'Honneur. Real Mallorca are in fifth, and San Francisco are in seventh. San Francisco only one win so far, but need to get them to start winning games. It's important for them and the club and everything else to have that team in that Division d'Honneur because it's quite a good thing to be part of. But it's going to be difficult for those three this year. There's Espanyol, there's Girona, there's Barcelona. Some good teams. So. Let's see how that goes. Your boys playing this weekend, mate?
They've just played today versus City, actually, mate. They had a 12 o'clock kickoff against City today. So I don't know the result, but my young lad's there. But it's absolutely hammering down with rain. I do know that everybody's wet. Okay, so we'll see. But as you mentioned about City as well, another really good Balearic team, especially at youth level.
Yeah, we're just off right now. My boys off to play games kicking off at 4:45 against Patronato that you can view live on Facebook. They're doing a live Facebook feed of it today, which could be quite interesting because we're not allowed in the ground, of course, still.
Last week, the last match when we played, so the last two matches my lads played against Peña Blanquiblava, which is a local side over here. This is how mad it is, and I'm not going to have a rant because this is the way it is. So we go into the same stadium to watch the adult game, yeah, but we can't go there to watch the kids' game, yeah. So we have to stand watching it from the side of the street, looking over the fence. So, but to say that we've already been to that ground before and watched the adults there, but we can't watch the kids. Doesn't make any sense. No ranting. Let's sort it out.
That's right. Still no word yet that the pre-Benjamin, Benjamin and Alavin teams will start their games. My club was saying a couple of weeks ago that it's imminently going to start, but there hasn't been any news just as yet. And I've spoken to a few clubs already this week just to see if they've heard anything. They said no, but there's a lot of boys out there, and girls actually. Let's be fair. That do want to get started, that do want to start playing games. I think it's, they have got the rate down now. They've managed to, I think, pass this off, this football period without really any major outbreak in any of the teams, as far as I'm aware, particularly at youth level anyway.
But you can't have the situation where you can go and watch one side, but you can't go and watch another side. At the end of the day, if we can watch it, we watch it. If we can't watch it. It's got to be the same across the board. It's as simple as that. So let's get on with it.
I agree, and it's daft, that a boy of 11 can't play, but a boy of 12 can. I just don't understand it. But anyway, listen, it's coming up to Christmas. Let's hopefully in the new year they'll be able to start playing again.
Absolutely.
Mark, listen, I need to go because I'm getting rushed out the door by my son. But listen, have a good weekend. We'll be back next week, and good luck to all the teams, Balearic teams this weekend. They will get some wins under their belts.
Excellent. Always good to speak, Richie. Look forward to catching up next week.
Take care, mate.
Cheers, mate.